something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
Quit that motherfucker and go to business for yourself. Cause bitch, if you die today, you gonna be replaced tonight.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget.
When I was 18, 19 years old, I used to work at the bank and I had an amazing boss. She was always on top of her game. She reached every single goal. She was basically the perfect example for us. The woman literally got fired from her boss because he felt threatened by her. He obviously didn't admit it, but it was pretty obvious because he had no valid reason. So what I learned is be good, but not better than your boss.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
Honey, come up in here so I can give you this sugar honey iced tea. Now, I have learned when it comes to these jobs, honey, always get your time off approvals in writing. If you can't get it in an actual physical letter, get it via text, via email. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you, I'm in the medical field and I had to go on a temporary disability leave. My job literally tried to fire me, replace me, and thought when I came back I wasn't going to notice. Honey, they tried to make up so many lies on me, but I had my receipts. Baby, it was so bad, they didn't even want to even go to court with me, honey. They signed me a check and just asked me how much did I want.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
Everybody's dispensable. Everybody. I don't care what your title is, how long you've worked there, what you do. Unless you're the owner of that company, you're dispensable. I worked at a company for over 8 years. There's a gentleman who's worked there for over 35 years. He started the company with the owner. Started and ended his career as an electrician with this company. And they didn't even give him a thank you card when he retired last year. Nothing. If you think for 1 second that they have your best interest at heart, you're wrong. Loyalty only goes so far when it comes to corporate America or line in someone's pocket. So, if you're staying with the company you're at because you're being loyal to them and passing up a better offer, don't do that. You take that better offer and you go.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
You will always work with a peer or a boss who you don't like, and probably always going to be a peer or a boss who doesn't like you either. Organizational development research tells us that one of the biggest reasons people fail at the workplace is because they refuse to acknowledge or resolve interpersonal conflict. You do not have to like everyone you work with. You don't have to be friends with everybody that you work with, but you do have to find a way to work together.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
I'm gonna say like the main ones that from what I learned from working now. The main one, bitches, do not, no confíes, don't trust no one at your job. Like none of your coworkers. Literally the one that you unexpect is the closest one with the manager. Y le dice todo. Trust me, do not, trust me. And another thing, bitch, work is work. You're just going there, agarrar tu dinero, your bag, bitch. You just go there, do what you gotta do. And then once you're done, like, you know, time to clock out, bitch, get the fuck out. You're there for the time que te tienen ahí, yeah. Also, another thing I fucked up was also cuando les dije, but like at the time I needed a job, I told him like, oh, I can work any day. Do not say that. Don't even say that because they will overwork you. There's more things, but I feel like those were the main for me.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
Quit. Just leave. If you ask for a raise twice and they don't give it to you both times and you know you should get a raise, then leave.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
That even somebody that you think is a friend at work is not a friend. Trust no one. Keep your mouth shut and just do your damn job. Keep you from biting you in the ass.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what. I'll go first.
Let's start with the fact that most jobs are super unloyal. Super unloyal. No matter how much you come in and you work, no matter how proficient you are at your job, when you are in need of something, whether it's self-care because of a medical condition, whether it's to take care of a family member that might need your help, when you leave their site for longer than a week or a couple of days, most jobs will let you go without even asking, how are you doing? Without a card, without a phone call, just let you go. Because you see, they need another one of you to fill that position. As long as somebody's sitting there smiling and grinning, because if you're grinning, you're winning, like Paul Mooney used to say. They just feel they can get another one of you, but they don't know that only you bring that energy to that job. And when you leave, all of that energy leaves. I learned follow your passion, follow your dreams. The way I come on TikTok, and I love you guys so much. You mean the world to me. This is my dream. This is my passion. Don't ever put all of your eggs in a basket of a job that you have no control over.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
Story time! The day when my manager asked me to call the references of a new applicant, I realized that there's no special process for this. That I had no way of really verifying that this person was who they said they were. And while I was verifying those references, I learned that most companies won't say anything more about you than the day you started, your last day, and the title of your position. Because it's very easy to get sued for saying the wrong thing. Oh, he was late all the time. No, I was only late 3 times. You're defaming my character and making it difficult for me to get a job. I'm gonna sue you. So fuck that 2-week notice. They still have to tell the job you work there. And the last thing that I learned from all that is I can be my own references. Since I have several businesses and different phone numbers, all I had to do was put on a different accent. Oh, yeah, fine. He's real good. He's a real good employee, yeah. I'll do yours too. Follow.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter.
Working at a job has taught me minimum wage, minimum effort. I used to work at ShopRite, and I used to be a really, really, really hard worker. Like, I used to come on there every time, all the time. I used to stay later, even on school nights, and I was in high school at the time. I used to do other people's jobs. I was a cashier, but they had me working in a shop from home department. They had me working in the meat department. Like, they really had me everywhere, but I was a cashier, so I had a position. I wasn't like wherever they need me. But anyways, I was really working hard all the time, like, you know. And so I realized, like, bitch, I'm really getting minimum wage. I'm not making nothing off this job for real. It was a job because I was going through something at the time. I needed some money. So then I stopped and thought, like, I used to really be stressing over this job, a ShopRite job. And then I told myself, stop stressing because this is a job, not a career. And from then on, I've been chilling. And then I quit. Don't ever stress yourself.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what. I'll go first.
All right, bet. I was 19 years old. This was my second job. I was working at the fucking Winn-Dixie warehouse in Florida. This particular day was close to fucking Thanksgiving, so we got a lot of fucking orders and we had to work a lot. So I worked a 12-hour shift starting from 9 p.m. to like 2 p.m. the next day. Once I finished my shift, all I wanted to do was go home. So on the way home, I fell asleep at a wheel and flipped my car 9 times on I-95 in the middle of fucking morning traffic. I ended up making it out okay, and I went back to work the following maybe 2-3 days, right? I came back and shit. I was good, like I wasn't majorly hurt, but I was severely sore. I came back to work and they threatened to fire me because I wasn't pulling my 100% performance numbers after knowing that I got in a fucking car accident. So after that, I decided I'd never work like a dog for nobody else.
Tell me something a job has taught you that you will never ever forget no matter what.
So I've worked in public education, I've worked in human resources, I've worked in customer support, and now I work in the software world in a technical role. Probably the most valuable thing I've learned working in all those different fields is this. It's really, really important to put barriers between your personal life and your professional life. There's a really toxic idea that was pioneered some years ago by some Silicon Valley executives that you need to bring your whole self to work. That idea is a load of horse shit. I know it is because every field I've worked in, whether my colleagues were poorly compensated public school teachers or obscenely overcompensated like business consultants, the ones who couldn't keep those barriers were the most unhappy, lonely, unfulfilled humans you have ever met in your life. That's not like an overt lesson that you will ever really be like taught in a classroom setting or at like your first job. If anyone tries to be prying or intrusive, simply tell them, I prefer not to talk about those things at work. They won't trouble you after that.